Nowo Penatil. I've got a 2-year-old boy and a 4-year-old girl, and raising them is wonderful, but I always know in the back of my mind that no matter what it is I think I'm doing, they won't remember the things that I want them to. On the negative side, I could do one thing that just messes them up forever, but on the positive side, I could do any number of things that they carry with them for the rest of their lives that just reminds them that Dad loves them. And I have no doubt that there'll be many of those things, but I have no idea what they're gonna be. I think that everybody, for better or worse, has things that they remember from their childhood and they're not even really sure why. And one of those things for me is this piece of shit. One of the most interesting things about YouTube is the comment section, and by most interesting, I mean most concerning, deeply, because there are a lot of people on here that are barely literate, but they don't let that stand in the way of them confidently expressing their opinion with the rest of the world in writing, which is ironic. Early on with this channel, there were a lot of people that had a big problem with my teeth. I've got a couple of crooked teeth on this side that fit together just fine, so I never got them fixed because the problem is purely cosmetic. And on top of that, I have a beautiful, wonderful wife who decided to marry me in spite of my horrible disfigurement, and she's never said anything about it because she's a good person. And can you guess how many times she's commented on a YouTube video? It's 0. But most of you are awesome. You're super supportive and interactive, and it makes doing this a little bit more fun. And some of you ask really interesting questions, like DJ Diddles SG asked me if there's any items I feel I'd want to revisit in future videos. Maybe an item I tried again and realized I overvalued it initially, or the reverse, and I was too harsh for whatever reason. That's a good question, and the answer is yes. The Mexican chicken sandwich from Burger King, I gave it a bad score, but it wasn't quite bad enough because it was terrible. Because I loved those long chicken sandwiches when I was growing up, but I can't let that affect my integrity as a journalist. They've done a lot of versions of that sandwich, and apparently they brought back the one that was my absolute favorite when I was little, so it's time to be honest with you and myself. Thank you. So it's just their original chicken sandwich, but it has mozzarella and marinara on it, and I had so many of these things when I was a little kid. I think I had one on pretty much every road trip that we ever went on as a family, and I have a really distinct memory of my dog sitting in between me and my brother in the middle seat and just stealing our fries and just farting, just wouldn't stop farting. But as far as the sandwich goes, I just loved it. I thought it was amazing, but I was also an idiot. I remember one time, to make my friends laugh, I ate a candle. A candle. Like, is that somebody you can trust? This thing really tests the limits of my nostalgia, because I have to ask myself, is it a good chicken sandwich? And no, not particularly, but when I bite into it, I can taste my dog's farts in the best way. 87. But this is a little bit difficult because it's impossible for me to be completely objective about it, because I have a deep personal connection with this thing. It's like if you asked me to review my own father. Not my opinion of my father, but what I think your opinion of my father would be. And those are different questions. And if I ask myself that, I don't know, I think you'd like him. He's a pretty good guy. This sandwich is basically my father.